we'll go ahead and get started. First question for me. Jess, obviously a tough one today, but you put up a huge fight, especially in the second set. Can you just give us your overall reactions to the match and what made the difference today?
Yeah, I mean, that was tough. Obviously, having set points, knowing that I was able to stay in there and kind of start turning the match at times and start playing a lot better towards the end. Just in just in time to give myself a chance. But yeah, that was tough tonight. I honestly am disappointed in my level. I feel like I didn't play very well until maybe the very end. And even at the end, it was still kind of shoddy. I missed a couple balls I had a lot of chances on, and I felt like both of us were a little like back and forth at times. She was just playing a little bit cleaner than I was, but yeah, I'm kind of just disappointed that I wasn't able to bring a better level tonight.
Questions, if you could just raise your hand. Tumaini, we'll start with you.
Just curious, what fell off then in the first set in your game?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've been playing every match during the day. It's playing much hotter, much faster. Getting out there, it was a nice night, cool, but slow, very slow. And it took me a while, I think, to get my feet under me. I think my timing was just really off for a while, and it's hard against someone that hits as big as she does, and I felt like she adapted a little bit quicker and was kind of hitting that big, heavy ball at me, and I just felt like I was just off, like making a lot of errors, not really staying through my shots as well as I could have. And then it kind of, at the end, I think I finally started to find my timing a bit and play a lot better. So yeah, I mean, I feel like the conditions for sure, but also it's tough when you play in those conditions against a girl that hits big, because you always feel like on edge, like they're going to hit a bunch of winners or hit a bunch of aces in her case. And I think I was just a little erratic in the beginning, kind of maybe overthinking it a little bit too, and not just trusting, the things that I've been doing as well. But, the conditions definitely make it tougher, and I just didn't adapt as quick as I needed to.
Charlie, then Ben.
Yeah, well done, Jess, this tournament. It felt like towards the end you really did start to have a read both on her serve and just generally in the rallies. Was that acclimatizing to the conditions? Was that just like a general raising of level?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes when you're on the brink of losing, everything kind of, you get a little clarity because you're kind of just like, well, screw it. I'm just like going to try and stay in this. I mean, I played a couple really good points to save the match points. And, she missed a couple short balls. And it just kind of gave me a little bit of rhythm, a couple free points to take some pressure off. And I honestly just felt like I finally started figuring out what I needed to do right at the end, and luckily it just worked. And obviously it helped her giving me a few errors, maybe she was tight, I don't know, closing the match, I'm not really sure. But yeah, I think I just had a little bit more clarity and stopped kind of overthinking a little bit, and was able to play some much better tennis.
Ben, go ahead.
Did I see on the practice schedule yesterday that you went back out for like an evening session?
I did, yeah.
Did that help? And I guess how much did you know this was going to be a big adjustment? And I know. Remember last year when you lost to Danilovic, it was also a slow night.
Yeah,
that was in
it's
your
kind
mind
of the
at all.
bane of my existence, these slow courts. Yeah, when it's a heavy ball, slower court, it's not that I don't like it. It's just I think I'm a lot better on a faster surface. It's much easier for me to switch to a faster court than it is for me to switch to a slower court. Obviously, maybe I wish I had one extra day I could have hit at night, or at least, hit that late where I could get used to it better. But I did that last night, and we made that decision just to feel the tension. I mean, I ended up going a couple pounds looser just to feel the tension, feel how the ball was kind of coming off. So I did stay, and I think it helped me a little bit. I knew it was going to be different, and to win these tournaments, you have to be able to adapt to these different conditions at different times of the day, different courts, and I think I've gotten much better at that. And, I think there was improvement in that tonight. I mean, I do think I started playing better against someone that hits as big as she does on a slower court. I do think I did a better job of it tonight than maybe I would have a couple years ago. So I think that's promising, but still frustrating, I think, nonetheless. But, yeah, just something I have to figure out.
Great run. I wanted to ask you about the 6-5 point in the tiebreak. You hit your first serve on that point at 81 miles an hour, and I'm wondering if that was more maybe tightness or just really wanting to make sure you didn't hit a second serve.
Honestly, I just wanted to kick it to her backhand, and I thought she would rip it cross, and I just wanted to take my backhand and rip it up the middle to her forehand, and she barely made the forehand. I thought it was going out, honestly, and I kind of stopped, and it dropped. So that was more strategic, honestly. I mean, sometimes with the big hitters, you have to change pace on the serve because they get into a rhythm, and I just it comes back harder and better and faster. I know that being a good returner, sometimes it's better when the serve is coming hard than when you're changing the pace and making the opponent have to hit at different speeds. So I honestly didn't think she was going to go for it down the line. I was honestly hoping I could catch her with a really slow serve and maybe she'd get ahead of it. Or at least I thought she'd go cross with it, and then I'd be able to kind of have a more strategical play. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But, obviously in hindsight, I'm kind of like, oh, I wish I would have just went after it and maybe got a free point. But, who knows?
Jessica, just wondering, you've been at the later stages of these Grand Slams now 3 times, and you've gone one stage further, but kind of where are you framing the experience in your mind just as far as, getting over the final hurdle?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I had an amazing tournament here. I played some really good tennis, beat a lot of really good players, put up a good fight tonight, but obviously I want to win the tournament, and that always sucks when you don't. So I feel like, though, my experience over the last couple years has really, I don't know, made me feel a lot more comfortable at this stage. I made, now 2 slam semifinals back to back. I think that's really good. And put myself in these positions, and I still feel like I'm getting better as a player. And honestly, it's hard to really knock. I mean, of course, I wanted to win tonight more than anything, and I wanted to win the tournament and give myself a chance. But at the same time, I've had some pretty amazing results over the last few years. I think I'm a top player. I think on hard court, I'm maybe top 3, honestly, I think, in the world. And that is definitely a great achievement. I mean, the people that have stopped me the last couple times have gone on to win the tournament, or they're in the finals. And it's hard to kind of, it's frustrating, but it's hard to really be down on things like that because, I mean, it's not like I'm sitting here losing to, a girl ranked lower and I missed my opportunity, or, I was supposed to win those matches or something like that. I just think I've definitely gotten a lot of confidence and kind of gained experience where I know I belong at this level. I know I can still beat these girls. I'm challenging them every single time I play them. And so I just, have to figure out, I don't know, maybe being a little bit more brave in some moments, or figuring out how to play better in these conditions against them, or whatever it is. I'll talk to my coaches, but it's hard to say that, I really want to change anything. I mean, I think I'm doing a pretty good job, regardless of falling a little bit short sometimes.
I know you weren't happy with your own level for most of the night, but what did you make of the way she's playing, and do you think it's good enough to challenge Arena in the final in a couple of months?
I mean, she's always just tough. She's so chill. She doesn't really give you anything. And I think that's hard sometimes. You're not really sure if she's upset or if she's excited or what it is. And I think in today's game, that goes a long way. You don't really have a lot of energy to play off of. So I think that's always kind of her number one thing. And, obviously her serve, I don't think she served her best tonight, to be honest. I think her first serve percentage was a little down, but at the same time, it's so tough with her because you just know that she can always throw in a couple aces at any time. And, she threw in a couple big serves at the end in that tiebreak. And how she always kind of keeps you guessing with the serve, I think, is definitely one of her strengths. And, not just that, but she's a good returner. I mean, she was returning really well tonight and kept, breaking me even when I felt like I hit some good serves. So I think the combination of those 2 things make her frustrating to play against because she puts pressure on the return, but then she also, you're like, oh gosh, now I have to break her if I get broken. And that's really hard to do. So I think you're always kind of on edge with her with that, because even when you break her, it's not like she's a terrible returner and you're going to win free games and you're like, oh, I got the set. It's like, oh no, like she usually plays a better return game right afterwards. And you're like, gosh, now I got to go back and try and break her again, which is impossible. So I think that is her best attributes as a player, the fact that she stays calm. And then I think her serve and return, she just puts so much pressure on you. And I mean, we saw her beat Arena before, somewhat recently. And I think she's one of the best players in the world when she's healthy and confident. And right now it seems like she is. So, I mean, yeah, it'll be an interesting final.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there, guys.
WWOS Sports is your home of the Australian Open. From highlights of the best players, every magic Aussie moment, and the best expert analysis.
We'll have every nail-biting, heartwarming and edge-of-your-seat point covered. Subscribing to Wide World of Sports on YouTube is a must for any tennis fan.